Marvel's What If is an animated anthology series on Disney Plus where the series explores alternate timelines in the multiverse that show what would happen if major moments from the MCU films occurred differently. The film shows the entirety of the MCU occurred differently, and the main character, or I would say the main narrator, is Jeffrey Wright, who voices the Watcher. And when I heard about them making this show back then, I heard like it was gonna be animated. I was like, okay, and also they're gonna use and also like all the actors and actresses who play these characters in the movies, in live action, are going to be coming back to voicing their characters. So, for example, Sebastian Stan comes back and voices Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier. Samuel Jackson came back to voice Nick Fury, Tom Hiddleston with Loki, and then so on and so on. So yeah, but not all of them. Unfortunately, not all of them. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Tom Holland, they didn't come back. They didn't come back to voice their characters. Iron Man, Captain America, and Spider-Man. But there were other actors. I mean, you definitely notice it. But they, the actors, who replace them, they definitely do their best impressions of the actors that I've mentioned. So yeah, it's not an issue or anything like that. And so when it comes to animation, the series defined the cell shaded animation style. So that's cell shaded animation style, which was designed to reflect the films and take inspiration from classic American illustrators. So yeah, and the first season, it was supposed to have 10 episodes, but because of COVID, it was cut down to 9. The 10th. Oh, by the way, I should mention here, right off the spot. Yes, there will be spoilers, so you have been warned. It's been, the finale. The season 1 has already been out, and I took some time. I gave all of you plenty of time. You all have plenty of time to sit down and binge watch just 9 episodes. They're not really too long. They're like 20 to 30 minutes per episode, so it's not too long. You should have been able to binge watch all 9 episodes. So here we go. So yes, like I said, spoilers beware, because we will be talking about them when we get to them. So yes, and it was supposed to have 10 episodes, but the 10th episode was supposed to be about Gamora. Gamora, wearing Thanos' armor, which was like crazy, which was crazy. But that episode has been pushed to season 2, to the premiere of season 2. So yeah. So at first, it's they showed the footage, about Captain Carter. So when it came to the show, they showed when it came to the series, they showed some footage of Captain Carter. That was one of them, but they also showed Bucky, and then zombie Captain America. I was like, oh my god, that alone right there, I was like, I want to see that. I want to see Marvel Zombies. I mean, it's definitely fitting. It is October as I'm recording this video. I love Marvel Zombies. It's a reality. It's a universe that I do not want to live in, but it's really good. Definitely a good story to read during the Halloween season. But yeah, when I saw Zombie Captain America, I was like, oh my god, I need to see that episode. And by the way, it was very frightening and scary, but a lot emotional too. The zombie episodes, What If Zombies. It was terrifying, because I love these characters, and then seeing my favorite characters turn into fucking zombies and then like biting each other, I just, that's something I don't want to see. It's very frightening. But yeah, and so the season started off, and we had, the Captain Carter episode, which I felt was very fast paced. It felt very fast paced and it felt rushed, in my opinion. It felt rushed. Like it just kept going and going and going. There's like no point does it stop. It just kept going. And then episode 2 was what if T'Challa became Star-Lord, and which was definitely an interesting take. Like he got abducted by T'Challa got abducted by the Ravagers, who trained him to become Star-Lord. And so yeah, and then you saw like this different take. Like if T'Challa became Star-Lord, then Thanos would not be the big bad in that universe. He would not be the big bad in that timeline, that universe, whatever. It would have been Ego. So yeah, seeing Thanos as a good guy, that's just, yeah. So and then the first 2 episodes weren't too bad. They were pretty fun, and action packed. But episode 3 was when this whole show became dark. What if the world lost its mightiest heroes? Like you see, like Yellow Jacket, someone is killing all the members of the Avengers, and you're trying to figure out, okay, who? And then Black Widow said, "It's hope. It's all about hope." And at first I was confused about like I didn't put on subtitles. So I thought she said it's all about Hulk. But no, it's all about hope. It's all about hope. And I was like, oh, okay. And now it makes sense. So, and then it's the big reveal at the end of the episode that Hank Pym is not, well, in this reality, he's not Ant-Man. He's Yellow Jacket. And he murdered all the members of the Avengers except for Captain America and Nick Fury. So yeah. And then oh my god. If the world lost its mightiest heroes, then no one is able to stop Loki from invading and taking over New York, or maybe possibly the whole world. So yeah. Well, like I said, except for Captain America, and then at the end, Captain Marvel. But episode 4, I absolutely loved. I love episode 4. What if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? And I was thinking I read the title and I was thinking to myself, I hope that's figuratively, because I don't want him to literally lose his heart. Like get into a car accident and then something impales his heart, and then something his astral spirit. But no, it wasn't like he didn't lose his heart literally. It was figuratively. He lost the love of his life, Christine Palmer, who in the movie is played by Rachel McAdams. And I was like, oh my god, that was a dark episode. Episode 4 was a dark episode, but I loved it. I absolutely loved episode 4 with Doctor Strange, like this dark Doctor Strange Supreme, as he is officially called. But yeah, I love that episode. I don't think I'm ever going to go back to that episode because I'm going to start crying all over again. But like, he kept using the time stone. Doctor Strange kept using the time stone over. No matter how many times he uses the time stone, she always fucking dies. There's no way to stop it. As the Ancient One said, her death is an absolute point. And speaking of death, Tony Stark. This season, I don't know about the future seasons, but this season of What If, Tony Stark has died in like all of the episodes, except for the finale where he was like in his Hulkbuster armor with Gamora, who's wearing Thanos' armor. But yeah, every episode, like, they kept killing off Tony Stark. His death is an absolute point. It definitely felt like it was an absolute point, or it is an absolute point. But yeah, he kept getting killed, whether as a human or as a zombie. He keeps getting killed. Tony Stark. Oh, poor Tony. But yeah, and then episode 5 was the zombie episode, which I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the zombie episode, and I had a fun time with the zombie episode. It wasn't as great as the 4th episode with Doctor Strange, as the previous episode. I loved the Doctor Strange episode. The zombie episode, episode 5, was pretty fun, but, and then the whole quantum virus, like, Janet Van Dyne, in this reality, she contracted a quantum virus. There was no scientific explanation to that. Alright, that's bullshit. I'm sorry, but that's bullshit. There's no quantum virus. Are you serious? Like, it's not like an explosion at a laboratory, or like a group of scientists, or a group of, the Avengers. In this reality, the Avengers try to create some kind of cure. No, they could have done anything, and they came up with a quantum virus. It just doesn't make any sense. That quantum virus explanation and story, it just made no sense. But the rest of the episode, I loved. I had a fun time watching it. Like I said, I do love Marvel zombies, but I don't like it when my favorite characters turn into zombies, because, like, ugh, no. But it was definitely a scary episode, a frightening episode. And then episode 6 was, I think it was a Killmonger. Episode 6 was the Killmonger episode. What if Killmonger saved Tony Stark? So, Killmonger was it made sense in the Black Panther movie. Everett Ross said that, Eric Stevens, Killmonger, worked in Afghanistan, so he was there. Like, that was like in the past. So Killmonger grabbed that missile that would have exploded in Tony's face. He grabbed that missile and threw it. Or that bomb, missile, whatever you want to call it. He threw it in the air and it exploded. He saved Tony's life, but unfortunately, in this reality, Iron Man wasn't born. Tony Stark is still who he was before, and he killed his name is Killmonger, but he killed so many people. He killed Black Panther, who I want to talk about later. We'll talk about Chadwick Boseman later. But he killed Black Panther. He killed Rhodey, and just like in the movie, he killed Claw. He killed Tony Stark. Oh my God, this man! And then Killmonger became the next Black Panther. Episode 7 is my least favorite episode. I did not like it. I was laughing. I had a fun time watching it, but that doesn't mean, having fun, and being, having fun is not the same as, just because what I'm trying to say is that just because I enjoyed the Party Thor episode, where, what if Thor became an only child? What if Thor was an only child? Episode 7. They could have done anything, and maybe I'm stupid, or maybe I just plainly forgot the first Thor movie back in 2011. But in the first Thor movie, Thor didn't come off. He didn't come off as this, party boy. This party boy. He was in the first Thor movie, he was arrogant and aggressive. He believes that he's the king. The first Thor movie, he didn't come off as like a play. He's not Tony Stark. He's not a play. Thor isn't a playboy party boy. Playboy party boy. So, him throwing a party in the most cliche way possible. I had a fun. Like I said, I had a fun time. I was laughing at some moments, but that doesn't mean I think the movie. I think the movie. I think the episode is great because I didn't. I had a fun time watching Party Thor, but in my mind I'm thinking to myself, this is cliche. I've seen this in a lot of movies and TV shows where someone's throwing a party where the parent is like, you've definitely seen this cliche before, where the parent is like, tells the kid, all right, don't throw any parties. I'm going to be going away. Do not throw any parties. And then the kid's like, oh yeah, mom, dad, I won't throw any parties. And then he or she starts throwing a party. They start throwing a party, and then the parent comes in, and then the parent comes, and then they have to clean everything up. Everyone goes away. I've seen it before. I've seen this cliche before. I didn't like it at all. It was definitely a weak episode. They were bound to drop the shoe at one point, and it was episode 7, Party Thor. They could have done anything. They could have done anything with Thor becoming an only child, but instead they were like, hey, let's throw a party. But the end of episode 7, the Party Thor episode, is the beginning of the first part of the finale. And then episode 8 was the proper Age of Ultron. Episode 8 is what we should have gotten in Avengers Age of Ultron back in 2015. That movie did not feel like Age of Ultron. And age means, it happens, years and years and years, a really long time. The movie felt like a week of Ultron. But in this episode 8, what if Ultron won? Like at the end of episode 7, okay, we saw, everything is, great, it was fun, and then a portal opens, and then we get like a bunch of Ultron bots, and then behind all of them we see Ultron himself, and on his chest, holy shit, he has all the Infinity Stones, and then his helmet opens, and it's fucking Vision. And then in episode 8 we see like what happened if Ultron was successful. He downloaded himself into Vision's body. He kills the Avengers, all except I almost said Ant-Man. All except Hawkeye and Black Widow. So, it's very ironic or funny, whatever you want to call it, that the two weakest Avengers, Hawkeye and Black Widow, are the ones who survived the invasion of Ultron. Like, Ultron has downloaded himself into Vision's body. He's successful. He destroyed the planet. He erased life from the universe. And then fucking Watcher, he just can't stop narrating for us. The Watcher narrated, and then Ultron hears him, and then all hell breaks loose, leading into the finale where the Watcher and Doctor Strange Supreme team up to go to the entire multiverse and pick out, all these team members and become the Guardians of the Multiverse, which was pretty badass. It was epic and it was badass. Great finale. I don't know what they're gonna do with season 2. Going into season 2, season 2 is expected to premiere as early as 2022, so next year. So early next year, we are going to get the season 2 of What If. So yeah, but I don't know what they're gonna do with it. Like, I don't know. Like, at first I thought to myself, okay, I'm not gonna make a review of this series because it's just an anthology show. But I was watching it, but I didn't plan on reviewing it. And then now that I've seen all of it, I'm like, maybe they're going to explore more, because it has been confirmed that Captain Carter is going to have a major role in season 2. So yes. So yeah. So at first, the season 1 started. So overall, this whole season is a bit messy. Like, it started as an anthology. We get to see different timelines, different possibilities and outcomes, and then the last shot of episode 7 with Party Thor, with the Ultron and the Infinity Stones. It went from an anthology, and it turned it into a finale, into like a multiversal epic conclusion finale, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I went from an anthology to an epic finale. So I don't know what to expect for season 2. I mean, they could do King the Conqueror as a villain, or maybe, I don't know, or maybe I don't know if I want to say mutants or Fantastic Four, but you never know what could happen. There's definitely an infinite amount of outcomes and universes in the multiverse, and just one little change can make a huge difference. So yeah, overall, this whole season is messy. Like, we just didn't get to explore all of them, unfortunately. I just wish it could have been longer and extended. But yeah, the voice acting, the creative storylines, except for that Thor episode. That Thor episode was pretty awful. And the different types of scenarios and outcomes, they're all really great. The animation, I'm not so sure about the cel-shaded animation, but whatever, they're gonna keep doing it, so they're gonna keep doing it. It is what it is. So I'm not a fan of cel-shaded animation. But it is what it is, But yeah, if you've seen What If, let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for taking your time to listening to my review. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video, and I will see all of you lovely people soon.